Bernie Sanders has been grinding and grinding to get a more progressive Democratic Party platform, and we had some huge steps forward over the weekend. So before I give you all the good and then some of the bad news, I'm going to try and set the stage for you here. So who are the people who create the Democratic Party's platform? Well, it's basically just a committee of 15 people. 5 of the members were chosen by Bernie Sanders, 6 of the members were chosen by Hillary Clinton, and then another 4 of the members were chosen by DNC chair, world-renowned corporate sellout, Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Now, over the weekend, many of the members were meeting in St. Louis to create the initial draft of the Democratic Party platform. So, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the good Bernie Sanders influence policies that were able to make the cut of the Democrats' platform. So, first policy is a $15 minimum wage. That's freaking awesome, man. And it's straight off of Bernie Sanders' website. As Bernie himself says, the current $7.25 minimum wage is a starvation wage. Millions of working people all across this country cannot afford the bare necessities, and that's a major problem. As a society, as a nation, you must make sure that anybody who busts their butts working all day can provide for their family. So this is a huge step forward for the Democratic Party. Now, Bernie's people, what they wanted to do was specifically put in the platform that the $15 minimum wage should raise along with inflation. Sounds like common freaking sense, right? But no. Hillary Clinton's people struck that down. Next Bernie policy that made the cut is an expansion of Social Security. Now, this right here is also monumental. The usual Democratic Party talking point is, don't cut Social Security, it's solving for another few decades, don't cut it. But this right here is a major progressive shift. Now the talking point will be expand Social Security benefits. Many people cannot live on the current level of benefits, so expand the level of benefits, raise the level of benefits so people can actually take care of themselves. Now, guess what? When we go into the political ring with the Republicans over this issue, instead of automatically compromising our position by saying don't cut, we'll actually be able to hold strong, and the solution struck between the both groups will actually be better for the American people. So yet another bold and progressive policy on the Democratic Party platform, and we have Bernie Sanders to thank. Next Bernie policy is a call to abolish the death penalty. This is freaking awesome, man. 4% of the people on death row over the last few decades have been innocent. That's according to a scientific study. And as a nation, we cannot stand for the murder of innocent people. So end the death penalty immediately. And it's good to see that the Democratic Party is finally starting to embrace this. Now, last major victory was a call to reinstate Glass-Steagall. Now, for those who don't know, Glass-Steagall was a law instated after the Great Depression, which separated investment banks and commercial banks. It took a huge deal of risk out of the financial system, and it helped keep the economy without a financial crash for about 50 years. So, a bold and progressive policy to say the least. Now, the catch is the exact language of this. They said in the platform, an updated and modernized version of Glass-Steagall. No, that right there, that's too much wiggle room, okay? These sleazy corporate sellout pricks, they will use those caveats to just squeeze out any real meaningful regulation. Believe that. So just tighten the word usage, but otherwise, I love it. So as you guys can see, a lot of major victories: minimum wage, Social Security, Wall Street, death penalty. Bernie's policies made the cut. Now, let's get to some of the major L's that we took on the Democratic Party platform. So on the issue of healthcare, the committee voted 7-6 against putting single-payer healthcare on the Democratic Party platform. Why? Why wouldn't you want to carry out the vision of FDR and Truman and ensure healthcare for all people in the richest country in the history of the world? I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with the millions that their candidate has taken from the healthcare industry. So another area where we lost big time was on the TPP. The committee narrowly voted down putting opposition to the TPP trade deal on the platform. Now, for those who don't know, the Trans-Pacific Partnership is a free trade deal crafted by Obama and literally members of many huge corporations. It's absolutely disastrous. It puts corporations at equal standings with world governments. It challenges environmental and labor regulations, and it would continue the destruction of our already destroyed manufacturing base here in America. Bernie has opposed it from the jump. Hillary actually lobbied for the TPP while Secretary of State, but after Bernie gave her the liberal stink eye, she started opposing it. But as of now, the party as a whole apparently has yet to see the light on this issue. The committee also narrowly voted down instating a carbon tax and a ban on fracking. Again, why? Why wouldn't you want to ban cracking open the earth with dangerous chemicals that leak into people's water simply to get oil? I don't know. Maybe it has to do with the fact that Hillary lobbied for fracking as Secretary of State. And these corporate sellout pricks, these clowns, want to call themselves progressive. Hillary seriously expects people like me to vote for her and support her. As you oppose giving 29 million people access to health care, as you oppose saving the environment, as you oppose protecting millions of American workers. So yeah, we did lose on some major issues, but we did win on some other major issues. The influence of Bernie and his campaign was clearly evident in the Democratic Party's platform. So it's certainly progress, but this is by no means an end to this fight. The Democratic Party, this whole committee that created this platform, they meet again in Orlando in about 2 weeks. So let's keep grinding, man, and maybe we can continue pushing the party's platform in an even more progressive direction. So we'll certainly see.